Welcome to everybody. A fabulous Friday. I'm delighted to see you all here. We are going to have a wonderful evening as always. And the theme of the evening is going to be disinterestedness, which is not the same as uninterested. If you are uninterested, you are not interested. But if you are disinterested, you are fair. You are equally interested in both sides of the question. You are a reasonable person, a rational person. We have a few changes to our program tonight. If you have printed it off, as I have, you will know that our Sergeant-at-Arms could not make it, and another person who could not make it was the R-Counter, and we're very pleased to have Nation, who has taken over the R-Counters. That was a deliberate R. The word of the day comes from me, and it has to be disinterested, or any word using interested. Interested, interesting, disinterested, uninterested. And we have two wonderful speakers and two listening evaluators and a table topic session, I imagine. I shall now ask the people who are doing jobs to introduce themselves. First, I would like to call on the R-Counter, Mei Shin, to tell us what she's looking for before I say any more R's. Please come in, Mei Shin.
Oh, hi, everyone. Actually, we are looking for all those pause fillers which are yeah la, okay, alright, you know, and so I think basically, and all the repetitive words that is intentionally or unintentionally. So with that, back to you.
Thank you, Mei Shin. I have a suggestion. If you hear the word interested or disinterested or uninterested, please put your thumb up. If you hear the word actually, put your hand down. Then we'll all remember to use the word of the day. I will now move on to our timer, who is Margaret, who will tell us what she will be doing. I don't see Margaret. She was here. Perhaps we can call her.
Good evening.
She's back. Correct. Just in time.
Good evening, all my friends from Singapore and from overseas. And good afternoon and good morning to some of you. My role today as the timer, I will signal you when at the stipulated time for the different segment, and the table topic master and the Toastmaster of the day, they will share with you the timing sequence. And upon their order or signal, I will signal the lights. Maybe we'll wait for the Toastmaster of the day to bring in the segment, and then I will flash the lights.
Thank you, Margaret. Margaret, as many of you will know, is a member of Singapore Online, and she's also a member of AIA, which is a private club only for people who work for AIA Insurance. But it means she's a very experienced speaker. Now, I will tell you a little bit about the grammarian's role. My job is to listen for very interesting things you say, alliterations which start with the same letter with two consecutive or nearby words, like competent communicator, and vocal variety, and assonants, which are sounds that come in the middle, and rhymes, which are sounds which are the same that come at the end of a word. Those are the simpler ones. I should also be putting on my school mom attitude as a policewoman to watch out for any things that go wrong. anything you say that goes, ah, and I'll come in and I will give you free advice on how to say something better. So that is what I'm doing as the grammarian. I would now like to introduce, oh, do we have a general evaluator? Would somebody like to volunteer to be a general evaluator? No, we want to end early, Alicia says. So we strike out general evaluator and we move on to topics master, who is Chang Jing Lim, but he's known as CJ. Now I know him very well. He's a very well-known member of Singapore Online. He is a polyglot who speaks 6 languages. He likes to go swimming. He has a favorite quotation. Would you like to say it to us, CJ, as it's your favorite? Can you unmute and tell us your favorite quotation?
Hello, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone, fellow Toastmaster and distinguished guests. My favorite quotation is, be better today than you were yesterday. Be better tomorrow than you are today.
Thank you, CJ. Now, I would like to call upon CJ's evaluator, who is Lee Buckley. No. Alicia, I have to go back to you because you are the expert on today's program. Who is evaluating CJ?
CJ is the table topic master.
Sorry. CJ is the topics master. I've had one of those days, you can tell. CJ is the topics master. Please welcome CJ. I may tell you more about him later, but you're going to find out now. Very welcome, CJ. I want to see lots of excitement every time somebody new comes on stage. Wave your hands. A wonderful, warm Singapore Online welcome to CJ. Over to you, CJ.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all of you. Who would like to try the table topics questions? Tonight will be very interesting. Let me share my screen.
Me.
Welcome to Singapore International.
Angela, you forget something.
The timing. Let us go back to the timer, Margaret, to tell us the timing.
You forget the president's speech. Opening
Oh, my goodness. The President's speech. A wonderful thing that we must have. Please come in, President Winslow, and give us the President's.
The concept of self-interest is called to model understanding of individual desire and needs. It is also central in the concept of homo economicus and in various of forms under the economic science. The critical decision of the notion of self-interest is William Hazard, an essay of principle of human action, 1805, remain unknown in sociology and economics, even though it resolves a number of key problems associated with the concept and made an original, indeed unique contribution to an action theory. In particular, Hazard showed that the basis on which an individual persuades their own interest is identical with their sympathy with the interests of others. Hazard showed that a clear distinction between self and other cannot be sustainable, and that an individual is as remote for their future self as they are for any other person. Even the sexual appetizer Hazard show cannot be understood in terms of simple self-interest as it is stimulated and consumed through mental and reproductive capacity. These and related aspects of Hazard principle are set up below, and their level of understanding of self-interest, action, and self-formation is demonstrated. Over back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Willie. Willie always has something interesting and unusual to tell us, something informative. Thank you very much, Willie. Well, I see some guests who we haven't heard from, and I'd like them to introduce themselves briefly, tell us where they are very quickly. Can I have Bimal to tell us where he's from and his club?
Okay, good evening, all fellow Toastmasters and dear guests around the world. I am Toastmaster Bimal from Kolkata, India. My club name is CGTM, which is in Kolkata. I am Toastmaster from 2018, and now I have completed my level 4 pathway from innovative planning. That's all. Over to Toastmaster of the day. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Bimal. Now can I have guest, oh, this is a challenging name, Nikengi Warren Swan. Tell me how we should pronounce your name and where you're from.
Greetings, fellow Toastmasters and guests. My name is Nkengi, but you can call me Kenji. I am from Hamilton, Bermuda. I'm a member of the Rock Toastmasters Club, the Bermuda Toastmasters Club. I have been a Toastmaster since 2015, and I'm happy to say that I have completed my level 4 in dynamic leadership. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Kenji. Is that right, Kenji? Thank you. Now I see another newcomer. Looks like her name is Sonal Arora. Tell us if that's right, or if not, how to say it. You're from India. Please come in.
Thank you, Angela. Very good evening, everyone. I'm from Toastmaster of Pune, that is in India. That's an opulent club. Like Vice Nikenj, I am also doing my dynamic leadership, and I've completed my level 2 at this stage, and I'm into level 3.
Oh, excellent.
I find this club to be very interesting. That's the reason it's my second visit to this club, considering the timing as well. And of course, because of the good meeting that we usually have.
Thank you so much for those kind words, Sonal. I'm sure Willie, Alicia, and all the members will be delighted to hear that, and very encouraging for the visitors as well. Now I will hand over to our topics master, CJ Lim, and I have a moment to say some more about him. He's a member of 4 clubs. One is Toapayo Central, one is Raffles at Mountbatten, and I've forgotten the other 2. Perhaps he can remind us. Over to you, CJ.
Hi. Thank you, Angela. Let me share my screen. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, everyone. Welcome to our SG Online English Toastmaster Club. This topic segment is to help members improve their impromptu speaking skills. At the first minute, green light will be shown, 1.5 minute yellow will be shown, and 2 minute red will be shown, and 2 minutes and 30 there will be a buzz sound. I have 20 table topics questions today. For the first to the 10th, it will be very challenging because it will consist of today's theme. This interestedness. For topic 11 to topic 20, I will sing for you a song. The title will be short and sweet, and the topic will be easier. So just now I have this Toastmaster Sona who would like to volunteer for the first one. Sona, which question would you like to pick?
CJ, I'll go for number 5.
Number 5. Table topic number 5. The bigger the crowds get, the more nervous I get. I am comfortable with a room of people who are disinterested. Take it away, Sona.
All right. Thank you so much, CJ. Again, a very good evening to fellow Toastmasters and guests. The topic that I have been given is something that I can easily resonate with because that suits my personality to far an extent. Having said that, considering the fact that I'm an introvert person, I do not like a crowd. I do not like a lot of people around me, but I like to be in isolation. So having too much of people around me makes me worry. And that's the reason it makes me nervous as well. And when it's come to speaking, it's another challenge for me. Often when we have too much of people at the same time, it gets too much of nervousness in me because we are not used to it, even though we would have learned in our school to stand in the stadium and speak. But still, when it comes to the real platform or a real world, it's get difficult to speak. And at the same time, I like to be where the crowd is less and the people who are engaged in themselves rather than being engaged in me. So everyone should be, what I think is everyone should be more interested in themselves than interested in the other person. So I would like to have that kind of environment and live in that kind of environment. Over to you, CJ.
Thank you, Sona, for the insightful speech. Can we have the next volunteer? Mei Xing, you want to pick topic 11 to 20 and I will sing for you?
Oh, just now I saw a guest wanted to.
Okay.
You want to go ahead first with the
Who
guest?
is the guest? Who is the guest?
Nakinga. I saw Nakinga. Yeah, she's trying to get the. Yeah, let her first, because she's the guest.
Kengi, you can go first. Which is your favorite number?
I would like number 10.
Number 10. I am disinterested in others as they are always boring and uninspiring. I am disinterested in others as they are always boring and uninspiring.
Greetings, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I am disinterested in others as they are always boring and inspiring. My personality does relate to this as well. I find that people who always want to speak about themselves have too much of a grandiose notion. And of course, many instances, you may start speaking to someone about a situation and explaining to them how that situation made you feel. And you're doing some generalizations, and then bam, all of a sudden they're talking about themselves again. And you're like, okay, sit back and listen. Then there comes another opportunity. You start talking about another situation that you think, oh, it's so different and unique. Once again, they come and they start telling you all the details. They start telling you about how it actually happened to them. And after a while, you truly become disinterested in that person because all they're doing is talking about themselves. And when you talk about yourself, that means you are not really conscious of other people. It means that you are so self-centered that you're not even aware of what is going on behind you. I relate to this many times because I hear people talking about themselves all the time, how great they are, what it is that they're doing, what it is that they've done. Not a very interesting topic at all. I enjoy being around people who are good listeners, who lean in and absorb what you're saying and empathize with you rather than taking over and being the bores that they are. And somebody has to politely tell them, sit back and listen because you're not that interesting. You're actually considered disinteresting. Over to you.
Thank you, Kenji, for our wonderful table topics. We should listen more and talk less and show more concern for the people around us. Next, shall we have Mei Xin to try?
Yay! Yes. Okay, maybe the song.
Yes, choose a song, Mei Xin.
16.
16. Oh, this is my favorite song. Right Here Waiting by Richard Marx. Wherever you go, whatever you do, I will be right here waiting.
I love it. I love it.
Over to you, Mei Xin. Right here waiting.
Wow, waiting. Right here waiting. Wow. Seriously, waiting is, I can consider myself an impatient person. Waiting is probably, it's not so, not so, it's not my habit. In fact, I hate waiting, or rather I don't have the habit of waiting. And if let's say people keep me waiting, I will just say, okay, at an appointed time, we are supposed to meet, then it's either give you a reason, 1,001 reason that why they not on time, or say, hey, what's going on that keeps you like me waiting here for you? Better give me a better reason. Well, 10 minutes, 5 minutes is okay. But if let's say waiting for more than 2 hours, you better give me a good reason. If not that, normally after half an hour, I would just say bye. Because waiting is a disrespect of time. Yeah, either be it someone waiting for me or I wait for someone. So once agreed, we'll have to be there on time. So that's my principle of life, of waiting here just for you. Thanks.
Thank you, Mei Xin, for coming to the Singapore online meeting. We are right here waiting for you every Friday. We are always here, regardless rain or shine. We will always start punctually at 9 p.m. Singapore time. So who can take the next table topic question? Bima? Yes,
Yeah.
Bima. What is your favorite number, Bima?
Yes. Number 1.
Number 1. I am hardly disinterested in my appearance. I am hardly disinterested in my appearance. Over to you, Bima.
Okay, thank you very much, Table Topic Masters. It's a really interesting questions to me. I am hardly disinterested in my appearance. We know the appearance is the main part of in our daily life. And if I attend any interview or meet any professional persons for doing something business for my company, my appearance is the main part to meet something or somebody. I think you should be always try to improve your appearance when you start your meeting or when you start your doing some business sessions. So in any kind of business meeting and business sessions, even in Toastmasters, appearance is the main issue. Suppose I talk right now, I always try to give my appearance interesting because I catch the audience power. If audience like me, I think my pitches, table topic pitches, will be the choose either in the first or second, like this way. So I think in any kind of our life, always try to improve the appearances. Do not show the any disinterested. If you are in the not in mood, if you are not in a hurry, you always try to improve yourself, try to smile, try to give the better appearance, try to improve yourself, and try to appearance in the good manners. So appearance is the main issue to catch or anybody. So I always try to hardly disinterested with my appearance always. Over to you, table topic masters.
Thank you, Vima. Never judge a book by its appearance. So we should always don't judge a person by his appearance, because it is very deceiving. Who should want to try the next one? Okay, Kenji, you can go again. Choose a song, Kenji.
Yes, I am curious about the song. I'd like to go with number 15.
Number 15. Oh, it's Paint My Love by this Michael Learns to Rock. Paint my love, you should paint my love. It's the picture of 1,000 sunsets. Over to you, Paint My Love, Kenji.
Greetings once again. Paint my love. The first thing that comes to mind is none other than Dorian Gray. There was a movie long time ago called The Portrait of Dorian Gray. Dorian Gray was one handsome young man, and I was at a very young age when I had the opportunity to view that movie, and I thought he was so gorgeous that was a painting of my little puppy love at that time. Unfortunately, Dorian did have a bit of a dark side, but he was just so gorgeous that it seemingly didn't matter until one point it did start changing, because Dorian knew that he was gorgeous, and unfortunately he started making some bad choices. And as those bad choices started to escalate, the beautiful painting of my love started to change. And he started to become not so appreciative in terms of looking at. But hearing that song, when I heard CJ say, Paint My Love, it took me back many, many years ago to that beautiful painting of Dorian Gray, who at that point in my life was my love. He was young, he was gorgeous, he was beautiful. It made me think, if a picture can paint 1,000 words, it would be my love, my love. If a painting could pick 1,000 picture of 1,000 words, it would be my love, my love. Paint my love. Over to you, CJ.
Thank you, Kenji, for the wonderful song. We should always paint our mind with positive pictures. A positive attitude is a choice, my friends. We have the power of choice. We can choose to feel happy and joyful. The better we feel, the better our life becomes. So start to paint your life with beautiful pictures And I believe with the right positive attitude, we'll live every day with optimism. Next, who want to try next?
I saw Alicia's hand.
Alicia.
I saw Alicia's hand. I was like,
Alicia, what is your favorite number, Alicia?
I want to go with the songs.
Wow. Choose a song, number 11 to 20.
I will take number 13, 13.
13. 13 is your lucky number?
Oh my God.
Nothing gonna change my love for you. You ought to know by now how much I love you. One thing you can be sure of, I never asked for more than your love. Nothing gonna change my love for you. Over to you, Alicia.
A very good evening to club president, to members, and highly esteemed guests. I've got this topic here, Nothing's Gonna Change My Love for You by George Benson. Well, I remember, I think a few years or many years ago when my company had this Phenexis talent night, and I joined as a saxophonist, and I played this very song. But when I was going to play it, there was an air of silence, so much anticipation. Well, after the episode, after I played it, I think I ended up top 10. So, never's going to change my love? Well, first of all, I played it because I had no love that time. I always thought that song was a classic love song, real classic song. And I guess one of my better characteristics is loyalty. So if I ever do find my love out there, I guess I will never change my love for the person. But currently, since I have no permanent opposite love, I have focused my love on other areas, which is my family, my house pet dog, my SG online friends. Everyone is part of my love, and obviously myself as well, and my colleagues. We should not promise everlasting love. I think everlasting love doesn't exist. And even if we promise never change my love for you, also is not a very good thing as well, because love is dynamic. It will change at different points of our life. Today I may say I love you, but tomorrow I may change my attitude and find no longer suitable. So my take now is I was no longer use never gonna change my love anymore. That's why it was such an old song that I played long time ago. I'll probably choose a better, more dynamic love song. Back to you, Table Topic Master.
Thank you, Alicia, for your love. Your love for SG International Online will always be here. That's why we'll have the karaoke night tomorrow. Those guests, please join us and contact me if you are interested to join tomorrow.
what's the time?
The time will be Singapore time, 8 p.m. tomorrow night. Do contact me if you want to join. Next, shall we have Adeline? Adeline? I saw Adeline. Adeline, choose a song from topic 11 to 20.
Okay, 18.
18. Tears in Heaven by Eric Clapton. I must be strong and carry on, 'cause I know I don't belong here in heaven. Cheers in heaven. Over to you, Adeline.
So many people are affected by the pandemic. Sometimes I tell myself not to read the papers anymore because it will drive me to tears. And even as I'm saying this, I feel so emotional because I recall what I read yesterday of what is happening around the world, how more and more people are losing their jobs, people who are sick, and people because the parents who lost their job and they don't have enough to fend for the families. I remember I read about this family who have 7 kids. And you know, when Singapore did the home-based learning, everything was switched to online learning practically like over the night or even over a minute. And these poor 7 schooling children, they were deprived from logging online to their school lessons because the poor parents are just cleaners and just some a hawker assistant. So they don't even have a handphone, let alone a laptop. So for weeks, they have been deprived from learning from school. How is that even fair? I wonder if God is looking, and if he is looking, did he even tear? Because this news just triggered me so much that I wish I can do more to help the society. So what I did during the pandemic time is I stepped forward. I joined a group of volunteers to pack food for the migrants to do my little parts for the society. So God, if you are looking and if you are sad, please do something to the nation and just over the night and turn everything back to normal. Thank you. Back to you, host of the day.
Thank you, Adeline, for your wonderful sharing. During this time of COVID-19, we are uncertain about our business. We are uncertain about our job. We are uncertain about our health. But I always remember what my mother said. Tough times don't last, but tough people do. Always look on the bright side of life. Always look on the bright side of life. Dear friends, always look on the bright side of things and stay positive always. Over to you. Toastmaster of the day, Angela.
Are you asking me to do a topic, or are you asking us to have a vote? You're asking us for the vote.
No, let's vote for the best table topic speaker now.
This should be on the screen if everyone can see it. Please.
The timing report. The timers report.
Yes, please give us the timers, Margaret.
Okay, the timers report has been input into the chat. All qualify for voting except for Alicia.
Alicia.
Overly enthusiastic with her love.
Too much love, Alicia. Too much love.
Alicia, do you wish to stay on the list?
It's all right. It's all right. I'm there. I'm on the list. No mind. It's okay. Never mind.
Right, Alicia is on the list. If you want to disregard her because she went over time, do so, but she's on the list if you want to vote for her. Please all vote now and then click on submit to make sure your vote goes through. Who is in charge? Is it Willie doing the voting? Just put the votes up. Now it's been suggested that we have a 10-minute break so that the 5 minutes, Willie thinks 5 minutes is enough, which would be just time for you to fetch a glass of water, nip out to the bathroom and shake yourselves around and come back. Now we've gone back to 10 minutes. 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Okay, we'll have 10 minutes. My watch says 9:50, so you come back at 10 o'clock.
Like sleeping now.
Because you.
How do I connect with you?
Yeah. Alright, not record. Okay, so sorry.
I can only hear you, I can't see you. You're back now, they're waving. Hello, welcome back to the second half of our meeting. We're now looking forward to having 2 speeches. The first one by Noriko Tanami, and she's talking about global senses of value, presentation mastery level 1, mastering the fundamentals, and icebreaker. And the green will be on 4, the yellow on 5, and the red on 6. And her introduction is she'd like to share with you tonight a story of global experience and how she started to think of her sense of value. Please raise your hands and welcome Noriko.
I'm sorry, Angela, can you repeat the timing sequence? Is it 5, 6, 7?
It's 4, 5, 6.
I see.
According to the program.
Is that correct?
Noriko,
is that correct?
Yes, right.
Okay.
4 to
Thank
6.
you. 4 to
Okay.
6. Okay, understood. Thank you.
Alicia, yeah.
Before you start, your PE, your evaluator is coming in. Just give him a minute. He's logging in now. Angela, can you wait? Navin is coming in.
Okay.
Well, wait for Naveen. I can mention some more about CJ. He's a member of a Mandarin club, Lisu Mandarin. So when he says he's a polyglot, he really is. Right, we're now ready, I believe, to welcome the evaluator. Can you give us a wave, evaluator? Is it Vikana? You are the evaluator?
Am I the evaluator for?
No, the evaluator is Naveen. He's coming in.
So we're waiting for Naveen to come in to evaluate Noriko. I can tell you some more about our topics master. He works in IT. That's what he does for a living. And we're now waiting for Naveen. For those of you who came in late, the word of the day is anything using interested, such as uninterested, meaning you're not interested, or disinterested, meaning you're impartial. I still don't see Naveen. Alicia, what's the news on Naveen?
He has difficulty logging in. So why not we move to the second speaker, since the second speaker, the PE is already there?
Yes, the second speaker is Adeline Yeo, A speech is a non-manual speech, a custom speech of 5 to 7 minutes with the exciting title, I Drive Men Crazy. And she says she wants to share her driving experiences with a laugh and hopes you enjoy it too. Now, her evaluator, who is that going to be? Do we have an evaluator?
Angela, I'm going to be, I believe I'm the second evaluator. Is that correct, Alicia?
Yes, correct. You do it
Okay.
now.
So I'm going to be evaluating Adele's speech, Driving Men Crazy. I think that's what the speech title was right now. So I'll be evaluating that. And she's an accomplished speaker. I don't think I really need to give an introduction for her. She has performed various table topics with success and has played a part in successful meeting planning and getting to be the life of the evening. And back to you.
Thank you. Please raise your hands with a warm welcome for Adele. The speech entitled Driving Men.
When I turned 18 years old, I told my mom, Ma, I want to learn driving. She glanced at me and said, driving? For what? Driving is difficult for a shorty like you. It's easier you just marry yourself off to a driver and make sure you get one who drives the Jaguar. Sadly, I couldn't find a boyfriend who works as a driver. I decided to pay for my own driving lessons. On the first day of my driving lesson, I sat comfortably in the car. My driving instructor said, use your left foot, step on the clutch. I turned and looked at him and said, sir, my clutch bag is at the back seat. How can I reach with my left foot? Use your head. Use your foot. Just push your seat to the front. So I pull my driver's seat all the way to the front. Now, not only my foot can touch the clutch pedal, my chest can touch the steering wheel and my nose can almost touch the windscreen. After many months of driving my instructor crazy, I was finally ready for the test. As I was driving and holding my steering tightly against my chest, like a soldier holding the rifle against his chest, my examiner suddenly slammed his hand on the dashboard. I looked at him. He looked at me. I looked at his hands, waiting to see if there's a dead Aedes mosquito under his hand. After all, it's dengue season, isn't it? He slammed his hand on the dashboard again, this time louder. It sounded like a bomb and shook my head before I realized, it's the emergency brake! I jammed my brake at once and my examiner's Mount Everest body just lunged forward and my clutch bag flew from the back and hit his head. So, did I pass my driving test? No? Of course I did. But after the 5th attempt, hey, driving is difficult for me. I must have become famous in that test center for driving the men there crazy. Now I own a car. I've also mastered a unique trick that will drive men crazy instantly. I will open the door, invite them in to be close to me. He will usually turn naughty and ask, where are we going for a good night out, babe? I will lean over so close, and take out my belt and say, do you put your hands on your leg? Then I will fasten the belt across his body and fasten it so tight until he cannot move. I will step on the accelerator and do the Iron Man style 3 pointers. When Iron Man said, I love you 3000s, that's where he saw me transform my 3 pointers into 3000s. Forward, backward, reverse. Okay, car is moving. 3 cm, 2 cm. Driving is still so challenging for me. The poor man will finally get off the car. You crazy! You drove me crazy. When it comes to parking, women are often lambasted for poor parking skills, isn't it? Well, that's because they haven't seen me park. I'm actually very good at it, crazily good at it. I can even park at the most crowded, most visible, and most popular places. I just stop my car, look over my shoulder, and throw the keys to the valet and say, park my car. Because you see, parking lots are becoming like men. The good ones are always taken, like Vikana. And those left are mostly left for the handicapped, or they are extremely small, meant for motorbikes. I've been driving for more than 20 years now, and my Ironman 3 pointers have evolved to require only 30 times, not 3,000, before I get out of the parking lot. Driving is still challenging for me. Well, ladies and gentlemen, learning a new life skill can be challenging, just like public speaking skills. But would this stop you from growing, from evolving? Nowadays, instead of driving men crazy, I too have evolved. No. I've not upgraded to a Jaguar yet. I will call my Grab driver, drove me to the mall, and let me shop like crazy. Back to you, host of the day.
Thank you. That was a very entertaining speech. Lots of puns on the word driving. We will now go on to our second speaker, who was our first speaker, but is now our second speaker. I'm going back to speaker Noriko, but she has an evaluator, and her evaluator is Naveen. Naveen, would you like to introduce the project?
Of course, thank you, Angela. The purpose of this project is for the member to introduce herself to the club and to present her first speech. Best of luck, Norika. Am I pronouncing your name right?
Thank you. Back to Noriko.
Okay. Thank you, Naveen.
Yeah, Noriko, sorry.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I want to talk about my experience. Have you ever been to the United States? Of course, I know we cannot visit there due to the COVID-19. The US is very interesting and diverse country. I traveled one time and then I got a job and I worked there for 3 years. It was only 3 years, but I experienced most valuable things all my life. So I'd like to share with you one of my experiences tonight. I live in Phoenix, Arizona. I worked at the office in the daytime and studied English at a local college in the evening. I loved college because talking and meeting with my international classmates were very valuable for me. I'm a Japanese and Japan is an island country. So I didn't know much about the outside of my country. This story was a long time ago when the internet was not yet spread. One of my classmates was a girl from Afghanistan. She spoke English very well, but unfortunately, I forgot her name. We got interested in each other and became friends. Her sense of value based on her religion was quite new for me, and my sense of value based on public eye was quite new for her. We care how do people about what do we say or what we think, what we do, or what we wear, even what we eat. One day in the fall, I turned on the TV in the morning when I woke up, and I felt something different vibes. The TV morning news really showed the events or scenes of other states, but I saw New York City on the TV screen in that day. It was September 11th, 2001. In the office, my bosses and coworkers were listening to the news on the radio seriously. I could say nothing. I felt I didn't have the right to say anything because I'm not American. But of course, I'm so sorry for people who died, injured, and missing. At the college, in the evening, I met my Afghanistan friend. She was crying. I could say nothing again. So we just hugged and cried together. I didn't know why I cried with her, but I felt some sad. So we cried together. And that at that time, I got, no, there are a lot of senses of value in the world and understanding each other very difficult. I now live in a global society. We have a lot of people from abroad and they have different cultures and religion, languages, and senses of value. These international people reminds me of my memories in the United States. And I'd like to acknowledge and respect them because I believe it is the beginning of the world peace. Thank you very much for listening. Back to Angela.
Thank you very much, Noriko, for that very interesting view of what it was like to live in America and make a friend from Afghanistan and relate to people all over the world. I believe we're now moving on straight away to the evaluations, and we'll have the evaluations in the order of the speakers. So we will go back to our first evaluator, who will be Naveen. Vikan is waving at me.
Yeah, hi.
Yeah. because Naveen may not have enough time. Do you want to just continue with me so he has a little bit of time?
Fine, thank you. Please go ahead.
Good evening, Adele. What a interesting topic. Driving men wild. I wasn't quite sure what to expect. I was like, is there going to be a pun? Because it was quite the titillating topic you decided to pick on. First of all, I have to tell you one thing. You can never go wrong if you compliment your evaluator. If you pay your evaluator a great compliment, he has to come back with great kudos for you, you know. So I would have to say, you already put yourself in the right direction by paying your evaluator a compliment. And trust me, you couldn't see me, but I'd already turned red. I know the lighting's not the best out here, but I turned red in color. I loved how you used humor, sound effects, the exaggeration, the actions, and all of those, when you kind of bundle them together, they work extremely well for your speech. The exaggeration of how the purse came flying because you acted it out. That is something which you'll also see a lot of comedians do that. They act out a lot of their gestures. So I think you were going with a humorous speech and it was a custom speech. I think you nailed that on the head. I'm not quite sure what the objectives or the purpose of the speech was, but I am just going to take it as it was a humorous speech which you customized and you nailed that segment as well. Now, let's just look at some of the suggestions as an evaluator, what I can tell you, which you can help improve your speech. Some of your scenes, I would like you to draw them out a little bit more. So that means give a little bit more pauses, give time for your audience to react, especially when the purse or the clutch came flying from the back seat and hit your instructor in the side of the head. I didn't have my mic unmuted, but if I did, you would have heard me laugh. And this, in a way, tells you that your pace and your punchlines are going well. Not only that, something else I would suggest is when you are doing this humorous speech, please ask your audience to unmute your mic because that's going to be feedback for you to know whether your jokes are going well or not. And that automatically gives you your energy to bring more humor onto it because you'll start smiling more. Not that you weren't smiling, you had great facial expressions. Last suggestion which I would give is your speech is already a success. But do go practice this once more with another club, asking them to unmute your mic so that you can hear with them and enjoy and get the pleasure of them laughing because that's what you worked hard for. So please do give this speech another shot. It's already a success, but I'm sure you could bring a cherry on top as well. And back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Vikana, for that very comprehensive and useful evaluation, especially the point about asking people to unmute when you're doing humorous speech. We'll now move on to our second evaluator, Naveen, who is a well-known speaker and evaluator. Naveen, please come in. We're looking forward to hearing from you.
Thank you and good evening, all Toastmasters and everyone here, and especially to Noriko. Congratulations on doing your first speech. It was really a peek into your life. Every icebreaker that we come across, a peek into someone's life, and you have really brought us into this. You started off. What I like about you is when you start off, you said good morning. You acknowledge that morning is an international audience, and you acknowledge there's morning, noon, and night. That is the beauty of it, and that is the beauty of this club. It ties it all together. You started off asking us about our experience. Have we ever been to America? That is a good thing, because you bring us into that frame itself. So what we are expecting to hear from you, and the best thing is you use a lot of hand gestures, which is a good thing. Hand gestures, you can use it to your advantage. Your voice, your tonal quality was very good. It was very concise, and even though English may not be your first language, but you have come a long way to achieving your speaking skills, and you should reward yourself for that. Not many people are able to articulate as well as you. That is all well good. Now, in order to improve your speech, what I would like you to do, Noriko, is to actually have when you actually start your speech, perhaps you can actually introduce yourself first. You know, I'm Noriko. I'm from Japan. I'm from this prefecture. You know, I came from this place. You know, and more about you, maybe about your hobbies. Maybe this icebreaker should be actually centrally about yourself. And then when you structure the speech, you can put yourself into, you know, I went to America this day. I mean, everyone was, I can still remember September 11, and none of us were disinterested that day. We were all fixed to our television. So that is what I propose to you. And I will need to congratulate you on finishing your icebreaker speech, and I'll look forward to hearing from you some more. Over to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you very much, Naveen. Very interesting, very useful information for anybody doing an icebreaker. Now, next on our list, I think we might go for the, we don't have a vote because there are only 2. We have 3 more items on the list, one of which is the R counter. I will, because the program has changed so much, if Alicia wants to change anything, let me know. I think we're going to have the R counter and then the language evaluator.
Okay, may I have the share screen function, please? May I have the share screen function, please?
The R counter wants the share screen function.
Yeah, because I have the template exclusively for Topayo.
Our counter is nation 1, please.
Yeah, thank you. May I have the share screen function? Thank you. Okay, can see? Okay, this is the results. So Willie will be having interesting 3. And so far I didn't hear anything. It's good that she speak relatively firm and that I didn't catch any non-connective words. So now so far I caught interested too, and for CJ is interested in 3 to 4 because of the table topic. However, I didn't caught him any of the non-connective words. For Ikenga, okay, but anyway, I also didn't, well, she speaks well, so I also didn't caught any. So for Primer, also good, but Alicia, I do have one non-connective and unconsciously, and Adele good, and okay. No, this one 2 R's and 2 so somehow or other. For sure, there's one interesting, then and one I think, and that's all. Thank you so much. Back to you, table topic. Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Mei Chin, for listening to everything we said and noting that down. I shall now move on to the language evaluation. I'd like to welcome those people who were busy earlier on but have made an effort to come in. We're delighted to see you, Jennifer and Lee Buckley. Hello. And now, what you missed earlier on was the word of the day, and I explained there was a difference between uninterested, which means you're not interested, and disinterested, which means you're impartial and are not focused only on one side or only on the other side. So if you have a court of law, you're hoping that the jury will be interested in the proceedings, but disinterested and not prejudiced in favor of the person who your court case is against. The word of the day, words using interest. First of all, we had Willie, our esteemed president, who used the word self-interest. Then from So Now we heard interested. From Bimal we heard interesting. From Kenji we heard an interesting topic. Then other good uses of words. From CJ, our topics master, we heard insightful. From Kenji we heard grandiose and empathize. And then we heard from somebody saying, impatient, waiting is not my habit. And the word anticipation, I thought that would make a good word of the day. And then humor from Adele, did I pass my driving test? Yes, the 5th time. And her puns on driving, driving men crazy, and her whole speech was about driving a car. Then I thought it was very good the way Alicia repeated the word of the day in the chat for the benefit of those who had forgotten or who came in later. I thought that was very helpful. Then from Vikana, we heard an alliteration, the letter T twice. We heard a titillating topic. Then we also heard, I think from Naveen or somebody else, you nailed that on the head. And from Naveen definitely said, an icebreaker is a peek into someone's life. That was lovely. Now, one or two things which you should watch out for: good night and good evening. In some languages, like the Malay and Indonesian languages, their time scale is different and they break up the day at different points, mid-afternoon and mid-evening. But for classic English, you wish people good evening during the evening and good night about midnight when you go off to bed. So if somebody says good night, I think they're about to leave. So you welcome people to a meeting with good evening. Somebody said an introvert person. I would have said introverted as an adjective, an introverted person, or a person who is an introvert. Somebody said too much people. If you can count them, it's too many. Too many, 1, 2, 3, 4, too many. Things you can't count, how much sugar, oh, that's too much. And somebody said too much, they've got the two mixed up. They said too much people. You can count people, so it's too many people. And too much of nervousness, no, it's too much nervousness. Somebody said if the audience like me, it should be likes me. Somebody said family, li as an adverb, as an ending, is emphasized quickly, happily, but family, the emphasis is on the fa at the beginning, family. The li is just sort of passed quickly. In a Singaporean phrase, schooling children, in classic English it would be school children or children at school or school pupils. All in all, a very interesting evening. I hope you were all interested in the speeches and the topics which were songs. I would now like to pass back to Willie Lowe, our President, for any awards for the topics and his closing speech. Thank you very much. Willie? He's gone to sleep or he's on another meeting.
Willie?
Willie has asked me to do the closing.
Right.
All right. Thank you, Club President. Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, members and guests. Today's theme, principles of disinterestedness. When I first saw the theme, I was thinking, oh, it's going to be a tough one. Then I understood the principle. It meant this interestedness does not mean uninterested or indifferent. It means setting aside our personal interest for the good of the community. Usually you see it in politics, community service, where people serve the community. But I'm very happy to say I have seen principles of disinterestedness being displayed in this chapter meeting. I have to thank the position holders for this meeting who have displayed principles of disinterestedness. People like Toastmaster Angela Lansbury. She was only meant to be the Toastmaster of the Day. Then I suggested, why not? You can also be the table language grammarian, and she took it up. It's very challenging for a Toastmaster of the Day to also handle grammarian duties. So kudos to her, having put aside her self-interest and taking this task up. I also have to thank our other position holders like our table topic master. He really showed us a very interesting table topic. His table topics were divided into principles of disinterestedness and karaoke singing. Well, karaoke singing was good. Songs is meant to prepare our members and guests for our event tomorrow. So thank you. And not forgetting our guests who have also displayed principles of disinterestedness, such as our art counter, Wong Mei Shin. Our original art counter couldn't make it, so she gladly helped to volunteer. Thank you very much. Even our speakers, even though we had 2 speakers, they did very well. I believe they rose above their self-interest to make their speeches more interesting so that our guests and members can enjoy the meeting. So now you can see principles of disinterestedness is very relevant, and you can practice it in your club. If everyone can do this week in, week out, month in, year out, you can see the club can go far and wide. So I encourage everyone to adopt these principles. Don't think it's only for public service. It's also good for non-profit service as well. You don't get the rewards, but you feel good helping out the community, the online community here. And to end it, I would like to encourage everyone to adopt these principles of disinterestedness So before we leave, maybe I can get some feedback from our guests on our chapter meeting. Nikanji?
Greetings, fellow Toastmasters. I haven't had a visit with SG for a while, but whenever I do come, I always find a very learning opportunity, and I appreciate how you all can pull a meeting together, even though it's planned, and we know things change, but easily adapt to what you have to do, and that just confirms that a Toastmaster wears many hats. So continue to keep up the good work, and I always enjoy my time with you, and thank you for having me.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nikenji. We hope to see you again more often. Perhaps you can join us in our e-karaoke tomorrow night, if you're free. We are forming that various teams. We have the Australian team, right? So we also will have the Singapore team led by Toastmaster CJ. And perhaps Nikanji will be the team from rest of the world, or the guest team. I think can sing pretty well. How about feedback from, I see Sonia. Sonia?
Hi, Elisa, did you meant me?
Yes, I meant you.
Okay, so let me help you with the pronunciation of my name because I'm gonna be here more often. It's called Sonal.
Sonia, sorry, I need to change my glasses.
Well, I really enjoyed this meeting as always. Since the last time I joined it, I came in here again just to check on the karaoke is on or not. After hearing you guys, I think karaoke is pretty much on, and I'm looking forward to have that session tomorrow. For today's meeting, I have joined a little early and I've seen how the preparation was going on. So that was something interesting, how Elisa had asked the counter to take up the role at the last moment. So those efforts which goes into every meeting that we do is really a great thing that we usually carry on for any of the Toastmasters meeting. So thank you so much for a lovely evening.
You're welcome. We'll see you tomorrow. I see there's another guest there, Corey. Can we get Corey to speak? Where is she?
Hi, my name is Corey. Let me see if I can open my video. Hey, yes. Can you? Okay, let me see.
All right. Yes.
Hey, yes. Hi, everyone. I came across the Toastmasters Singapore through, I think, Google or Facebook. And then, yeah, I just want to see how is it going on. Yeah. Last time I did join as a guest, but in other club, not really regular, just once in a while. So yeah, glad to see you all of you tonight.
Corey, where are you from? You don't sound local. Are you from Indonesia or?
Yeah, so I'm a Chinese Indonesian, but I've been staying here for around 10 years.
Ah, okay. We have Indonesian members. Abdul. Sorry, Ahmad, but he's not in today. So
I see. So
our club is an international club and we are 100% online, meaning to say whether the COVID-19 has ended or not, we'll be online week in, week out. And we meet every Friday, 8 p.m. Singapore time. Sorry, 9 p.m. Singapore time.
For every Friday?
Yes, every Friday evening. So we hope to see you next week if you're free, or any other Friday. But if you're free tomorrow, we welcome you to our e-karaoke night. Okay?
Oh.
And our host for tomorrow's event, so it's a social event. So no Toastmaster speeches, you don't have to worry, singing, but online. Our host is Toastmaster Lee Buckley, and she will fill us in about the event tomorrow.
Okay, sure. Send me an invite.
Okay, Lee, can you tell us more about the event tomorrow?
Sure. Thank you, Madam VPE. Are you ready to exercise your vocal cord? I believe you had some practice tonight. Tomorrow night is about your expression, expressing yourself. It doesn't matter whether you sounded like Taylor Swift or Beatles, you know, the important thing is for you to have fun. So tomorrow night, we have different events. We have the individuals events as well as the team events. I've put together a team from Australia. We are ready. We've got our songs picked, you know, and then we will compete tomorrow night with all of you. We have a Singaporean team, I believe, and then rest of the world. So the event is, it's more about this is a trial one that we will run. If you know, of course, being the icebreaker or the trial, we may have some hiccups, but don't worry, we will sort it out so that, you know, in the future, we will run a lot smoother as well. The link has been sent in a poster to the chat group. Corey and Sonal, I think Sonal, I sent you an email already with the link. And then Corey, if you're interested, I will put the link in the chat box. Please feel free, come and join us and show us how it's done in a karaoke world. Back to you, Madam VP. Yep.
Toastmaster Lee, will there be
Yes.
prizes for the e-karaoke tomorrow?
Yes, I said to everyone there will be prizes, but because of COVID, I will drink them for you, gladly sacrifice myself and drink them for you until we meet. Then I can get you the replacement. But in the meantime, I will sacrifice myself for you.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Lee. So I'm very excited, and I'm sure the members here and guests are also excited about this e-karaoke. I believe this is the first e-karaoke for Toastmasters arena. There may be e-karaokes worldwide, but for Toastmasters, I think we are the first. Am I right?
That you are right. I can't say 100% right, but you're right.
Yeah, so we break another new record to have a first e-karaoke. We are looking forward to more social events as well. And thank you all. Yes?
Sorry, Madam VPE is after karaoke practice, then we have the Toastmasters Eurovision, you see. And then we have the Toastmasters Idol, The Voice, you know, there's lots more to come.
Okay, cool. I see our Toastmaster has a lot of events, programs being arranged for our members and guests as well. That is fantastic. I'm at least very excited that principles of disinterestedness is found in our members. And because of this, we are having exciting events. Oh, I see somebody wants to speak. Yes, Toastmaster Jennifer Lim, please speak.
Yes, I think Lee Bakri is going to come out with something like Toastmasters Got Talent.
Oh, okay. Talking about Toastmasters Got Talent, I remember just now in the table topic when I said I participate in the talent event many years ago in my company. So I'm so pleased and happy to hear there's another talent event out there, and we are never too old to participate in a talent event. In fact, I feel that old wine is better than new wine. So as you get older, you accumulate your experiences and you get better and better. Your skills can only go up. Do not let age be a burden or blockage for you to showcase your talent. Am I right?
Yeah.
Well, it looks like people are all agreeing. Very good. So is there any more things that anyone like to raise before I close this meeting? Oh, we still have, okay, yes, Jennifer Lim.
So Lee Bakri, did you send the link to Corey because she asked for that? The link for her to join for tomorrow's event?
I will put the link in the chat box now.
Yeah, so
and I'll put the file, the poster as well. On the poster has the QR code. You can scan the code.
Thanks.
So Corey, feel free to ask your friends to join.
So it's open for public, right?
Yes, it's open for public. No worries.
Just come. Just come.
Right? If there's no other matters to bring up, I will call this meeting to an end. So a very good night or good day or good afternoon to wherever you are. See you tomorrow.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye, CJ.